So in this video, we're going to cover off how to get rid of that really annoying nag screen about the subscription on Proxmox, while also updating the non-subscription repos and doing it in 3 different ways. One is to do the manual way of basically updating the JavaScript to stop that annoying nag. Second is to add the non-subscription repos, and again I'll go through that step. And then finally, it's the most simple way of using a Proxmox helper script to make this a one-click trick pony, which is what we all like, right? But at the end of the day, you might not trust scripts, so you can go with whichever approach suits you. But let's get on with it. So there's a few ways of doing this, and I'm just going to tackle this the manual way to begin with. So I'm going to get rid of this no valid subscription prompt, just doing some manual changes. I'm then going to show you how to change the repositories to pull down the non-subscription repos. And then what I'll do finally is show you an easier way of doing all this with a script. So what I'll do is just step through this. So obviously, if you've got a subscription, you're not going to come across this problem with Proxmox, but the reality is most of us will be using it in a home lab environment, won't necessarily be paying for a subscription. So to get rid of this, what we're going to need to do is go into the shell of the particular node that we're on. So I could go in this way. Now, what I'm going to do though, however, is pull it up in an SSH terminal. Main reason being is that we're going to be able to copy stuff in. It's going to make life a little bit easier. I will stick the commands for this in my docs repository. So if you look in the description, you'll be able to find everything. Now, the first thing we're going to need to do is CD to a certain location. That location is as follows. So it's CD user share JavaScript Proxmox widget toolkit. So we're going to go into there, and what I'm going to do is just show you the files that exist in there. And the one we're going to want to change is this one here. So this is the proxmoxlib.js, which is the... So when we've navigated to this folder, what we're going to do is just do a copy before we actually do any edits, is just copy this. Now what I'm going to suggest is you just use the following command. So it's just going to copy that JS to a JS old. So we've now got a copy of that. So if we do an LSL, what we can see is there an old and a new. And then what we can do is actually now go in and do that edit. And what I'm going to do is just do a Control W on this side, and I'm going to search for the following. So I'm just going to do a Control W and then search for the following. If space res equals null. And what it will do is bring us to this line. Now when we get to this line, all I need to do is remove this part so that it actually now reads if false as follows. So that's basically just going to just falsify that. So if we do now, yes, save, that's now complete. All we now need to do is just run a restart the PVE. So I'm just going to run that. So system control restart PVE proxy. I'll rerun that, and then what we'll do is we'll log out and log back in on the browser. And what you will see then is that we should not be presented now. If you do see it, the reason will be is because you haven't done a refresh. So sometimes it's good to do a refresh. We'll just log out. So Control F5, log out again, log back in. And there we go. We don't see it this time. So just to be aware that you will have a DNS cache issue most likely. But the second time you come around to do it, it's going to remove that. So that's a really simple way of doing it. Now when it comes to the repos and the repositories, I've already done mine, but I'll show you. We can again do this in the shell, or what we can do is if we've got this open, we can run it the same way. So all I'm going to do is nano etc apt sources list, And in here, you will see that I've already done mine. So what I've done is added the following. Now, these repo instructions can be found, again, in a link below. They're really useful just to pop in and pick up, because this will kind of give you the information that you need. But these do update. So when you go up to a new version, so when we do get to Proxmox 9, you will need to change, because it won't be Bookworm, it'll be something different. So again, just go back to this following link in the description and change that. But basically just replace this whole section with this. And then what we also need to do is go into the enterprise sources list and just comment that out. So yeah, we'll just comment that out, and again, exit out. And then now, if we did a sudo apt update, or sorry, we'll just need an apt update because we don't need sudo. It will be able to do the updates, and then therefore as well, if you want to do the upgrade, it can go and do the upgrade as well. Now, I've done all mine recently, so it just kind of shows you the way that works. Now, the good thing is there is an easier way, right? So the final way of doing it, and by far my most favorite way, is to actually use a Proxmox helper script. Now, I'm going to show you how this works on a device that hasn't been done yet. So as you can see, this is one that hasn't been done before. What I'm going to do to just clean this up, and again, I'm not even going to worry too much at this point of doing anything, but just doing this within the shell, because this is going to be really straightforward. So again, this is a helper script. If you're not sure what these do, by all means go and have a look. But basically, this is going to run some pre-installation tasks. So we're just going to start the script. And it's going to ask us a couple of things. So the package manager will use the correct sources to update and install packages on your product server, correct those sources. The repository is only available to users who purchase a VE subscription, so you have to disable that. The PVE no subscription repository provides access to all the open source components of Proxmox. Yep, so we're going to want to enable that. This will do the set for package sources as well. So we'll correct those, and it will also add the test repository, but it will disable it. So we'll just do that. And this will disable that nag message, that wonderful subscription message we didn't want. We'll get rid of. And then it will say there about if you want to support the software development team, check the official website support, subscriptions for pricing, etc. So, and that's going to do all that. It says here about if you plan to utilize single node instead of a cluster environment, you can disable unnecessary high availability service, that's reclaiming system resources. I don't want to disable that. And then we're just going to update that now. So that is going to do all of those things for us. And then we can reboot. So I'm not going to reboot on this occasion, but either way, what we will find now, if I do a Control F5 on this screen, off that bit there, do a reload. You see there's no problems there. I'm just going to log out, and then I'm going to log back in. And there we go, no nag screen. So, and that would have done all of those other processes for us. So that's saving us no end of time. So hopefully you found this video useful and you've been able to put into practice what I've shown here. Now the good thing is that Proxmox link that I've linked in there for the non-subscription repos, as Proxmox becomes Proxmox 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, you can basically follow that link and that will be able to help you go through that step. That won't change. Now the thing is with the JavaScript, what I would strongly suggest is that if you do update the kernel, that you're going to need to go back in and run that. If you do see the subscription come up again, either go and run that or run the script, and that will absolutely work. And then finally, if you're looking at the Proxmox helper script variant, then again, just check for the latest version of that and just run the latest script, and that should prompt to move through everything you need. Now, the good thing is with those Proxmox helper scripts is there is a lot more there than I showed you. So by all means, go and have a look. I know Techno Tim's done an amazing video on the whole process of the Proxmox helper scripts, so you can always go and have a look at that as well. So anyway, if this has been useful to you at all, please hit a like, subscribe, and even a comment below. And as always, I'll see you next time.